In this video, we will discuss on how to port your NER models or named entity models to ULCA. In a previous video, we have discussed in detail about model submissions to ULCA. Please do watch it beforehand in case you are totally new to the ULCA system. This video is focused mainly on NER specific changes. From the previous video, you might have understood that all you need to do to submit your model to ULCA is to modify your API request response structure to keep it ULCA compliant and submit a metadata JSON file to ULCA. Compared to the translation metadata that we have seen before, the only major change is in the inference endpoint schema part in the JSON file. Let's discuss about it in detail. Let's go to the ULCA repo and take a sample model. So as you can see, the only change is in the schema part. Let's open the ULCA model schema in Swagger Validator and discuss about the NER schema. As you can see, I have expanded the NER inference part. Here, as you could see, there are four main fields: task type, tags format, request and response. The task type should be one among the available list of options. For NER, task type should be simply NER in lowercase, as you could see here. Next is the tags format. It should be one among these allowed options. IOB is the most commonly used one, and you would encourage using it. You could refer more about these formats by simply googling, and IOB stands for inside, outside, beginning type of tagging. Next, let's expand and see the request section. The API request for NER is exactly similar to that of translation. There will be an input list of sentences with a subkey as source. There will be providing the sentence for which NER operation has to be performed, and in the config part, you must provide the language on which the sentence has to be evaluated. The language section has again a subfield called source language, where you must be providing the appropriate language input to the API. You can see the request example here. There should be an input key and there will be a list of source sentence in it, and the language should be specified in a separate key called config and a separate subkey called language and another separate subkey called source language inside language. This source language is not a free text, but it should be one among the supported list of language codes in ULCA. Next, let's expand and see the NER response part. This is where the major change comes when compared to translation models. In the item is the output key. Output is a list of sentences. In the input, if we have only one sentence, this will be a list of single dictionary. Otherwise, this list can have more than one dictionary. So in each dictionary, there will be a source key and an NER prediction key. The source has nothing but the input sentence that you have provided to the model. The next is the most important, NER prediction key. It is a list of sub-dictionaries, and each dictionary can have this number of fields. Among this, token key is the one in which the token, or simply the word which our model has tagged, and tag is the particular tag associated with the above set token. Score is nothing but a measure of accuracy regarding the prediction done. This score and token index are optional fields. Token index is simply put index of the word in the particular sentence. For example, in a sentence called India is my country, India is the 0th token, is the first token, my is the second token, and country is the third token, and so on. It's expected that the token index must start from 0. Next one should be 1, 2, and so on. Next is the token start and token end index pairs. These are mandatory fields. Token start index is the starting index of a particular word in a sentence, and token end index is the ending index of that particular word in the sentence. I'll explain this with an example. Before going to the example, there are two more fields. One is config and the next is task type. Task type is simply NER, which is the type of model that we are submitting. Next is config. Config is nothing but the same input config that is returned back. Config and task type are anyway optional fields. It is not necessary to include it, but however output is necessary. Now let's check the example. If we consider the sentence, my name is Ram and I live in Chennai, we can easily understand that Ram is the name and Chennai is the place. So here, this is how the output will look like. There will be an output tag, which is a list of dictionaries, and inside it there will be a source and an NER prediction associated with it. So here the source is the input sentence itself. My name is Ram and I live in Chennai, and the NER prediction is a sub list of sub dictionaries with each tokens inside one. So here the first token that the model detected is Ram. So the tag associated to it is PER, it stands for person, and token start index is the index of the word Ram in this particular sentence. The index starts with 0. So if we count manually, M for 0, Y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for R. That's how the token start index is found. 12, 13, that is M. That is how the token end index is counted. This token start index and end index has been made mandatory for two reasons. One is that it helps the UI developers to easily find the tag from a sentence. Locating the particular tag from sentence is a pain without these index fields. Next is the important part, that is, if there is a case where same token appears in a sentence more than once, it could be differentiated by using this index field. So these are the reasons for introducing these fields in the ULCA schema. Once you have made these changes to your API, please make sure to test it from Postman so that the request will look something like this and the response will also be in accordance with the ULCA schema that we have discussed. Once this, when compared to the schema that we have defined, matches, we are good for the submission. You can create a JSON file by looking at one of the examples here. And upload it to ULCA. This process has been explained in detail in the previous video. Please refer back to it in case you missed out. Once the submission is successful, your NER model will be available in the Explore Model section under Model. You can simply test it out here by clicking on the Try Model. ULCA UI also supports transliteration feature so that you can type in English and it will be converted to the desired language. So this is how the final result will look like. I hope you got a fair enough idea about how to submit and do inferencing for your NER models through ULCA by this video. Please reach out to us in case you have any further confusions. Thank you. Let's see you in another video.